Hey, food and fam, welcome back. Hey, you know what? In my stories, I said, you know what? Let's go and make some omelets. We'll make an omelet series. Y'all type in any kind of ingredients you want. Then I totally forgot. I haven't even made an omelet, just a basic omelet without any ingredients to show you the technique of it. So today, that's what I'm going to be showing you all today. But no more talking. Let's get to it. 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, so first thing you want to do is actually learn how to flip your egg. So this way we're not adding any ingredients, we're going to just flip the egg and get used to doing that. And the best way to practice that is to get your nonstick 8-inch pan, get you a piece of bread, put this in here, and literally just practice flipping it. When you can flip it really easy and smooth, you know by that point that you can probably start flipping like an omelet, right? Now, that's why we doing omelets with just the omelet by itself, just the eggs by itself. And as you become more comfortable with it, then you can start trying to practice on now on your left hand. So now you want to do 2 eggs at the same time, you can, right? You don't have to be like, oh, you get scared. You won't get scared. The more you do it, the more easy it is. Like anything else, the more you work out, the more you study, the more you train, the more it becomes easy to us to know how to do. All right? That's the first thing. Now let's go and get to the eggs now. All right, guys. So first of all, you want to get you a bowl to start your eggs in. You want to get 3 eggs, in particular pasteurized eggs if possible. When you crack your eggs, make sure you're being careful. Nobody likes the shell in the egg. It leaves a chalky bite to your teeth, and it's not delectable or delicious at all. So please make sure that you are being very careful with that. As you start to crack all your eggs in, you want to go ahead and add salt and pepper. Now add about a dash of salt, dash of pepper, just enough to give it flavor so you know that seasoning is present in your eggs. Once you add that, you want to go ahead and start mixing your eggs. You want to make sure it's well blended. You want to make sure that your cell membrane is mixed in with your yolk till your eggs become oxidized like this. Not over-oxidized, but just very blended very well. All right, guys, so now that we have our eggs nicely blended and nicely oxidized, which once again, you don't want to be over-oxidized. You should want your cell membrane to be very saturated and blended with your yolk. All right, so let's get to the actual cooking now. All right, as always, this is the fun part. So make sure that your pan is hot, not scorching hot, but just has heat to melt the butter. So now we're going to use 2 tablespoons of butter. You're going to make sure that is melted in your pan, or at least majority melted. And at this time, all you're doing is just make sure that your butter is not starting to turn brown. If your butter's starting to turn brown already, your pan is way too hot and you need to restart. All right, now I'm going to add nonstick spray because I want to make sure that my eggs are not sticky when I'm trying to flip it. Is very a bad situation when you try to flip your eggs and your pan is like non-stick at all, and then your eggs fly somewhere. It is not a good situation. All right, so now we're going to add our eggs to the pan, and you want your eggs to go ahead and start taking form. So at this point, they're going to start taking form, and you're going to begin to basically start scraping in on the sides. As I'm about to show to you right now, you're going to start moving your spatula, towards in with the egg to let the egg start cooking while holding its shape, because you want your eggs to stay flat so when you flip it, it folds nice and it looks good. At this time, you want to make sure you turn your heat down just a little bit because you don't want your eggs to get scorched in the process of you cooking your eggs. Now, right now, my pan is not the best right now. I need to actually go buy another nonstick pan. So I'm going to add a little bit of nonstick spray around the sides of my eggs, and then I'm going to spray it underneath my eggs. By me doing that, it allows me to be able to, basically be able to make sure that the eggs are not sticking at all. So once again, when I flip, it doesn't go anywhere and doesn't get stuck or fly off my spatula. All right, so now we saw I just flip the egg. Once again, that's practice, doing it with the bread, and it becomes simplistic. And honestly, I didn't even flip it perfectly. I just flipped it enough to make sure that the egg is able to fold and looks pretty when I be able to put it on the plate. Now I'm adding a little bit of cheese. No measurements, because this is just me just adding a little bit of cheese to it just to give you all one ingredient at least to your eggs. Now I'm going to just fold my eggs. My brownie is off to make sure that my eggs are not cooking. And there you go. Beautiful, yellow, fluffy eggs. All right, guys, and of course, it's the best time. And I can taste the food. That's all. Let's go and get into it. All right, so once again, you want to make sure that your egg is nice and fluffy. If I break this in half, so I'll show this for you all real quick. Now you see how that looks? Zooming in for you all. Nice and fluffy, beautiful yellow color. No burns, no squirch, just a good omelet. And of course I put a little cheese on it, because you know, if y'all make it, I want you to have some kind of flavor, right? All right, so now I'm gonna get this right here. Look at that, man. It's almost like pancakes, because it's literally, I mean, you look at it, it's literally just that fluffy. It's that fluffy, that's what you want. Take a bite of it right here. Guys, it tastes like, I taste the butter, the salt, the pepper. The cheese is like the friend that comes to the party and they brought the drinks and you like, man, I'm trying to get turned up, and they bring the drinks and you like, hey, my man, I see you, what's up? Like, it's that, right? The herbs is always delicious. The herbs always give you like an extra palate, or like an extra depth to your flavor. This is just a good omelet. Guys, I promise you do this. This is just the starter of the omelet series. So get ready, because next week we're gonna be having all kind of omelets that we're doing this every single week. Omelets that you all wanna see. And these are coming from what you all posted in the stories. Now, if you didn't see the stories and you wanted to see an omelet with certain ingredients put in it and you want to see how I would make it, put it down below. You know I would definitely do it, because I love cooking everything and anything. But hey, that's all for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for supporting me and my wife. We mean it more than you all know. We truly love you all like soul food. And as always, until again, let's keep cooking.